Where the reef is exactly where Martin Luther King stood when the bullet hit him. And we keep that there as a memorial for him. And we have people come from all over the world, and they want to come to this place, and they want to see that room. You'll get a chance. Hope you have enough time after the movie for you to go through. And you can see the room. There's a telephone, but I couldn't use it. When he was shot, I rushed in the room to use the phone, and the operator heard the shot. She came into the courtyard and looked up and saw Dr. King on the floor, and immediately she had a heart attack. So when I went back in the room, I didn't know this, so I went back in the room. I was trying to get an operator. You couldn't use the phone without the operator. And I was beating on the wall, saying, answer the phone, answer the phone. And she never answered the phone because she had had a massive heart attack. So I ran back outside. The police were coming from this fire station over here. And I hollered to them, call an ambulance on your police radio, Dr. King has been shot. And they said, where did the shot come from? So the famous picture of us pointing to that building over there is in response to the police saying, where did the shot come from? So at the time of the shooting, I was the only one on the balcony with Dr. King. Other people came up after the shooting, and the police stopped them from coming. And then I did all the things that were necessary. There was a tremendous hole in the side of his face. There's a bigger wound under his shirt. You couldn't see it, but you could see all the blood. And I was doing what needed to be. I really thought I was having a nightmare, but the nightmare was that I was awake. I had the privilege of taking at least 8 Nobel Peace Prize winners to their room. They want to go, including President Mandela, President Gorbachev. I just did 2 months ago. The Dalai Lama was here, and I had the honor of taking him. And I told him exactly where Martin Luther King was standing. He took off his shawl and tied it around the reef and had prayer. And that was a very powerful moment. So I hope you will enjoy the film. My name is Pastor Samuel Billy Kiles. I am still a full-time pastor here in Memphis. I live just a few miles from here. And we were on the way to my house to dinner, but we never got to the car.
Were you a friend or business associate?
Oh, yeah, we were close friends.
Close friends.
He was a young preacher, and I was too. No matter how I look now, I was young.
You still look young.
Sometimes the students would touch me and say, now, Pastor Kyle, you can tell me, come on. Did you really know Martin Luther King? I said, yeah, I did. You were with him when he was killed? I said,
Go ahead.
You all were friends? I said, yeah. Well, you don't look old enough. I said, if that's a compliment, thank you. But it was a civil rights movement I was in, not the Civil War. And we were all young people. Nobody in our group was 40.
Wow.
Martin Luther King was 39. I was 33. Jesse Jackson was 27. He was here in the courtyard. John Lewis, who was a congressman from Georgia, John was 23. It was a young people's movement. And so I'm depending on this generation to carry us on further and further. You have such a wonderful opportunity. You're working on it now. You will be in charge of everything we do as adults. In a very short while, you'll be in charge, not just your neighborhood or your community. You will be running the world because that little internet, that mouse, is twisted. You go from Birmingham to Berlin in a second, just a millisecond. And you guys are going to be, once you are educated for the rest of your life. Nobody can take that from you. No matter where you go, what you do, who you marry, where you work, you will always be educated. So take full advantage. You may act foolish, but you still will be educated. And I'm depending on you to be the best you that you can be. so that you can take the mantle. We don't lay it down. You got to stop to pick it up. We're going to pass it on to you, and you will be able to meet these wonderful challenges that you have. I know you're standing in the sun and you're hot. Older people don't get hot that quick, so I'm all right. Are they ready to go in? All right.
Thank you.
And then if I say, it's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Ready, bus 5, turn everything off.
Bus 5, you're going to come this way with me.
I hope you enjoy the movie.